Hello, everyone. I hope everyone is having a wonderful Thursday, and I hope we're all ready to get started. Forgot to close these real quick. We're just going to wait a minute to let everyone kind of get a chance to come in to the Zoom meeting. Today's workout, we are going to be doing an EMOM today. So with an EMOM, it means every minute on the minute, we're going to be doing a different exercise. And we have the full minute to complete the number of reps of the exercise that are prescribed. So today, our range of reps is going to be between 8 and 12 reps. So the goal is to be able to get as many reps in that minute as we can, but we'll say the low end is 8 and the high end is going to be 12. So if you can only get 8 reps, that is perfectly fine, but we want to aim to get that 12th rep within that minute span. So we're going to do 3 separate EMOMs today. Our first one, we are going to be doing, I will show you real quick. We're going to do 2 exercises for 6 minutes, alternating between the 2. So we'll do 3 of each, and then we'll do 2 different exercises. And then the final one, we will do 2 different exercises. So we have 6 exercises total, but we have 3 different sets for that. So the first set, for the first minute, we're going to be doing a reverse lunge with a kick at the end. So if you're more comfortable doing a knee drive, that's okay. So if you're more comfortable stepping back in reverse lunge, driving that knee up, that is perfectly okay. But if you want to make it a little extra, go ahead and step back and then kick. So we'll do all on one leg and then we'll switch to the other leg. So aiming for anywhere between 8 to 12 reps. So if you only get 8, perfectly fine. If you aim for 12, even better. So we'll do on each leg. And then for the second minute, we're going to be on the ground in a plank position. So we're going to start off in a plank, and we're going to push ourselves up and touch the opposite toe. So push up, touching the opposite toe. So again, aiming for 8 to 12 on each toe. So we'll go back and forth between reverse lunges and the plank to toe tap for 6 minutes. And then the second circuit that we'll do, we are going to be doing a squat, and then we're going to touch our knees to the elbows. We're going to squat down, knee to the elbow, squat, knee to the elbow. So we're going to do 8 to 12 on each side. So you're going to be doing anywhere from 16 to 24 squats, touching each knee to each elbow on each side. And then for the second minute, we're going to do a plank, but we're going to do arm reaches. So we're going to be here, pushing each hand out in front of you, keeping those hips nice and pointed down. No rotation there. We just want to be nice and steady. So again, 8 to 12 on each arm. So that's the second circuit. The third circuit is going to be the really fun one. So if you are able to, in your space today, we are going to be doing burpees. So we'll do 8 to 12 burpees in that full minute. If you are in an apartment or jumping is not going to be working for you today, for our replacement burpee, we'll reach our hands up, hands to the ground, step behind, and then step back up. So that will be the replacement burpee. If not, we'll be jumping, keeping the feet nice and light, trying not to disturb my neighbors downstairs. And then, so we'll do 8 to 12 there. And then that next exercise, we're just going to be marching. So we'll get our heart rate nice and high, and then we'll kind of do a nice little walk it out for, we're going to do that for just a minute. So that one won't be for reps. We're just going to do that for a minute. Okay. So I'll keep on reminding you guys what's going to be coming up as it happens. Let's go ahead and do a quick warm up. So let's go ahead and get on the ground. We're going to be on one knee. So we're going to start off. So my left knee is in front, my right knee is on the ground. We're going to push the hips forward, keeping our pelvis tucked, squeezing that right glute. We're stretching out the front of our hip. And we're going to reach up overhead, really feeling that stretch in our hip flexor and our quad. And we're going to now push back into a hamstring stretch. So now my left leg is straight out in front, and I'm leaning back. We're stretching out the back of our left leg. And we're going to go back to hip flexor. So we're going to do each one 3 times, and we'll switch to the other side. So we're holding this for about 3 to 5 seconds. And then we're going to go back into hamstring. I'm going to make this a nice active stretch. And one more, you guys, hip flexor, really pushing those hips forward, keeping our back as high as we can. And back into hamstring. Breathing into that tightness, feeling that stretch in the back of your leg. And we're going to go ahead and switch over to the other side. So my right foot is out in front, my left knee is on the ground. I'm pushing my hips forward, squeezing my left glute, feeling that stretch in the front of my hip, and going back into hamstring. So now sinking back, letting the stretch be in the back of my right leg. And now we're going to switch back to hip flexor. So squeeze the glutes, pushing your hips forward, and back into hamstring. Breathing into that stretch. And one more hip flexor. Squeezing that glute and hamstring. Awesome. So when we're ready with that, we're going to go ahead and stand back up. And we are going to do the world's greatest stretch. So we're going to start at the top of wherever you are standing on your mat or whatever, wherever you are. We're going to go ahead and take a step back. We're going to lunge backwards. Place our hands on the inside of our left leg. So my right leg is back, my left foot is front. And we're going to open up, rotating, looking towards the ceiling with that left hand, keeping the back leg nice and flat. We should be feeling this in our hips and opening up the chest. And we're going to place that left hand on the outside of our left foot, and we're going to push back up into a hamstring stretch. And now we're going to bring that right leg next to our left leg and stand up. And we're going to go ahead and do that on the other side. So now we're going to lunge back with that left leg. So the right leg is in front. Hands go on the inside of your right leg. And we're going to open up towards the right side. So my left hand, or my right hand, sorry, is straight in the air. And we're going to place that right hand on the outside of the right foot, push back up into a hamstring stretch. And now we're going to bring that left foot back next to the right leg and stand back up. Awesome. Okay, you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and get the timer ready. And we are going to be starting off with our reverse lunge, either to a knee drive or a kick, 8 to 12 on each leg. You have a full minute to complete that. And then we're doing plank toe taps. And again, I'll remind you guys what's coming and how much time we have left. And then when we move on to the second circuit, you guys are going to know, but we're not going to take any breaks until we are finished with the full 3 circuits. Okay, getting ready for reverse lunge. Going in 3, 2, 1, and go. So we're stepping back, and you're either going to drive or you're going to kick. So we want to make sure that our whole foot is planted on the ground, and we're pushing through our glute, keeping our core nice and tight here. We want our pelvis to be tucked, and our core is going to help us keep our balance. We're doing 8 to 12 on each side, depending on how much time we have left. We're almost halfway done, so that might be a good time to switch over, or you can just aim for 8 to 10, however many you think you're going to be able to get in this circuit. We got about 20 seconds left, and then we're doing our plank toe taps. So again, really pushing through that glute, squeeze the glute all the way to standing. 10 more seconds. Great job, everyone. We got 5 seconds doing plank toe taps. 3, 2, 1, and go. So tapping opposite toe, pushing yourself up with your shoulders here, making sure that we're staying nice and flat as we come into that plank. We're doing 8 to 12 on each side. We want to make sure we're replacing our hands where we found them. We want them to be directly below the shoulders to make sure we're protecting those shoulder joints. You don't want to be too far out in front of us. Awesome job, everyone. We got 20 seconds left. 8 to 12 on each side. And then we're going to go back into a reverse lunge to kick. We got a few more seconds. 3, 2, 1, back to reverse lunges. So 8 to 12 each side. Try and kick up as high as you can. And when we're kicking or driving the knee up, like this, if that's a little bit easier for you, we want to make sure we're using that core to kick up. Because if not, we're going to put too much stress on that hip flexor. And we want this to be more of a core workout versus a hip flexor workout. But really making sure heel, big toe, little toe planted into the ground. And then we're pushing off the whole foot, letting the knee track past the second toe. We got 20 seconds left. Really pushing through the ground, push the ground away from you, squeezing those glutes. We got 10 seconds, and then we're doing our plank toe taps. 3, 2, 1. So we're doing 8 to 12 on each side, touching each toe with your opposite hand, keeping your core nice and tight. Shoulders directly above the hands, keeping those hips square with the ground when we're in that plank position. Make sure we're staying nice and tall in our plank. We don't want those hips to be dipping down below the shoulders. We want one straight line from our head to our heels. 20 more seconds, you guys. 8 to 12 on each side. And then we got one more lunge set, right? Or am I bad at math? Yeah, one more lunge set. Sorry. We got 3, 2, 1, and we're lunging again. So this is our last set of lunges. And then we'll do one last set of our planks. Really, again, knee tracking past the second toe. Push the ground away from you. Keeping that core tight to make sure our low back is nice and flat. Using our core to kick our leg up or to drive the knee up. Whatever's most comfortable for you today. And again, doing 8 to 12 on each side. We got about 20 seconds until we're planking again. And I've totally lost count of how many of these I've done. Okay, 10 more seconds. And then we're on the ground for our last set of planks. 3, 2, 1. So we're touching opposite hand, opposite toe. 8 to 12 on each side. And then after this, we're going into round 2, but we're not taking a break. So we're going to go straight into our squat, knee to elbows. And again, we're doing 8 to 12 of those on each side. Same with these, 8 to 12 each side. Keeping that core tight. Pushing yourself up with your shoulders. We got a little over 20 seconds left. And then we're doing squat, knee to elbow. So when we're done with our planks, gonna stand it up. We got 10 seconds. We're gonna squat, touch, squat, touch. 3, 2, 1, and go. So we're squatting, touching, really making sure, just like with the kicks, that we are using our core and not our legs. So with the core, what will help is if you exhale as you bring your knee up, will really help engage the core a little bit more. We're doing 8 to 12, you guys, however many you can get in this full minute here. That's what we're aiming for. So same thing with the squats as with the lunges. Heel, big toe, little toe, pushing through, squeezing the glutes. 20 more seconds, you guys. Keep up the awesome work. Up next, we are going to be doing the plank arm reaches. We got 10 seconds. And again, doing 8 to 12 on each side. 3, 2, 1, and go. So really important here that we replace the hands where we found them, directly under the shoulders, keeping our core nice and tight here, making sure we want to pretend like our headlights or our hips are headlights, and we're blinding the ground with those headlights. We're doing 8 to 12 on each side. So whatever you have that you're most comfortable with, aim for that number. We do have 30 seconds left of this minute. So if you can keep going, keep going. If your shoulders are tired like mine, you can take a little rest and then keep on going. We got about 15 more seconds. And then we're going back to the squats. Great job, you guys. Really enjoy that rest if you have it. 3, 2, 1, going back to squats. 8 to 12 on each side. Heel, big toe, little toe. Push off the ground. Really exhaling as we bring those knees up to help use that core a little bit more versus using our legs. Will also help you kind of use the momentum of your body coming up off the ground instead of squatting and then bringing. We want to squat and bring at the same time. We got 20 more seconds. Doing 8 to 12 on each side. And then we got our plank arm raises. 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Plank arm reaches. 8 to 12 on each side. Keeping those hips pointed towards the ground. Replace your hands directly under the shoulders. Keep that core tight. Great job, everyone. 8 to 10. We got 30 more seconds left to finish those. And then we're going back to the squats. And we're going to have one more of each before we move on to the last circuit. This workout's flying by. You guys are doing awesome. Okay, 10 more seconds. Last round of squats. 3, 2, 1. Squatting down, bringing that knee towards the elbow. You guys are doing awesome. Really push the ground away from you. Squeeze the glutes. Keep your core engaged here. Pretend like you have an apple right on your stomach, on those lower abs. You want to crush that apple as we're bringing our knee up. Keeping the knee tracked past that second toe. 8 to 12. We got 20 more seconds. And then we're doing the last set of plank arm reaches. And then we're doing burpees. 3, 2, 1. In that plank position, raising each arm in front of you, alternating 8 to 12 on each side. Great job, you guys. Keep those hips pointed down, core tight. 8 to 12. And we got 30 seconds. And then we're gonna do some burpees. For those of you who took my class in San Rafael. You know I love my burpees, but we have yet to do them since working from home. So this is gonna be our first Zoom burpees that we're doing in my class. Now it's taking me this long to do them. All right, 5 seconds, 10 to 12, 3, 2, 1, 8 to 12. And again, if you can't jump, go ahead and we'll just walk your legs back like that. Stand back up. So if you cannot jump, that's what we're gonna be doing. If you can jump, we wanna be light on our feet, pushing off the ground with the whole foot, using those legs. 8 to 12, whatever you have available to you. That's what we're doing for those. So we got about 25 more seconds, and then we're gonna be just marching for a full minute, okay? We're not counting the marches. I'll tell you when we're gonna go, and I'll tell you when we're gonna stop, and when we're ready to burpee again. So we got 10 seconds, then we're just gonna march. This will be like an active rest. 3, 2, 1. So we're just gonna march it out, you guys. I'm still trying to catch my breath. So we're just gonna do a little active recovery that does not involve doing any more planks. We've already done a lot. And with this, again, just like with the squats, we wanna make sure we're keeping our core tight and our back is nice and flat here. We're really driving up and using those arms, just kind of like hammering down back behind you. We got 30 more seconds, you guys, and then we got burpees. So just revel in this active rest. Great job, you guys. 20 more seconds. Really keeping that core tight. Like I said, pretend you have an apple in your lower abs, and you're crushing it and exhaling as you bring each knee up. All right, getting ready, you guys. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. We're doing burpees, doing 8 to 12. If you would like to do more, feel free to do more. But really being light on our feet here, guys. Landing nice and softly. Pushing off, using your whole foot. Keeping that core tight. Great job, you guys. We got 30 seconds. If you need to get water in that time, feel free to do that. And then we're gonna march for our active rest. We got 10 seconds. We're gonna get marching. So it'll help calm us down a little bit. 3, 2, 1. Getting those legs up as high as you can. Want to make sure we want a 90-degree angle at the hips and at our knee. So that's kind of what we're aiming for when we are marching here. We don't want to just be like this. We want to get the most out of these marches using that core, using the hands. Opposite hand goes up versus the knee. Really pushing off the ground as we alternate, just like we're in a marching band. 20 seconds. You guys are doing great. Oh, nice big deep breaths here. We got 10 seconds, and we're gonna do one last set of burpees and one last set of marches, and then we'll do a nice cool down. 3, 2, 1. 8 to 12 burpees here. Again, really making sure that we're as light as we can on our feet. Make sure our whole hand is on the ground, not just our fingertips. Placing the whole hand on the ground, whole foot on the ground. Pushing off. You're using those legs. Great job, you guys. We're at 20 seconds. If you want to just go ahead and get marching as soon as you're done with your burpees. We got 15 more seconds to finish those burpees, you guys. And then we'll march it out. We're just gonna do about 30 seconds of marching here. 3, 2, 1. Let's get 30 seconds in. And then we'll go ahead and do a nice cool down. You guys doing great. Really making sure we're getting those knees up nice and high. Swinging those arms. 3, 2, 1. And you guys are done with the workout portion. Awesome job, everyone. Go ahead.
Okay, hands down, the most intense virtual boot camp I've done this entire work from home. Nice one. Nice job, Jazzy.
Yes, that makes me so happy. I love it. You guys did awesome. I know I threw you all for a loop with those burpees, and it definitely got me because it's been a long time since I've done those, but you guys did awesome. So we'll go ahead and get ready for our cool down. So we're going to be on our hands and knees for the entire cool down, you guys. So we're going to first start off with some quadruped rocking. We're going to have a little twist to it. So we're going to be on our hands and knees here. Knees about shoulder width apart. Hands also shoulder width apart. We're going to take one leg here. So I'm going to take my left leg. I'm going to stick it out like a kickstand. And my foot is flat on the ground. Heel, big toe, little toe. And we're going to rock back here, which is going to help us open up that back hip. But at the same time, we're going to do some rotation. So I'm going to take my left hand and I'm going to put it through my right arm and my right leg, reach as far as I can, place the hand back next to my other hand, and then come back up. So it's kind of 3 parts. So the leg is out, we're going to rock back. We're going to reach. We're going to place that hand back and then come back to center. So let's go ahead and do that 3 more times, you guys. So rock back, reach as far as you can, place that hand back, and then back to center. Really feeling the rotation here will help us with the upper back, especially if we're going to go back and sit at our desk. So we're going to do this last one here. So rocking back, reaching, place that hand, and back to center. And now we're going to go ahead and do the other side. So now I'll switch sides so you guys can see. So I'm going to put my right foot out like a kickstand, and I'm going to rock back. And then I'm taking my right hand and I'm reaching through to the other side towards my left side. Place that right hand back and back to center. So rocking back, reach, place the hand back, back to center. We're going to do 2 more here. Back to center. And last one, rocking back, reach, plant, and back. Great job, everyone. Okay, last thing we're going to do, we're going to do some child's pose. So we're going to take our knees a little bit wider than hip width, as far as you comfortably can. And we're going to go ahead and rock back, reaching as far as we can with our hands, placing forehead, chin, or cheek to the ground. And we want nice, big, deep belly breaths here. And when we exhale, we want to make it a little bit longer than our inhale to really help calm our bodies down. So right now our heart rates are a little high. Like Daryl said, it was pretty intense workout today. So we want to make sure that we're breathing nice and long in our exhales. And that's going to help us really get that heart rate down. So when we go and eat our lunches, we don't get an upset stomach. Because I don't know about you guys, but if my heart rate is too high and I try and eat, I do not feel so good after. So really focusing on that breath here, you guys. Really calm your body down. And we're going to do one big inhale. And one long exhale. And let's go ahead and slowly make our way back to our feet. And that will conclude today's exercise with Exos. You guys did awesome today. Thank you all so much for coming. I always love to see you guys working hard in here. And again, I know I threw you for a loop with those burpees, but you guys all did awesome. So thank you all for coming.
Thank you,
And-
Jazzy. Good to have you back.
So it's so good to be back. I hope to see you all later today at the stretch break with Elise at 2:30. And if you guys are interested, we are doing a program called the Autodesk Games. It's kind of like the Olympics. It's going to be a 2-week program starting on Monday. So don't forget to sign up for that either. But thank you all for coming, and I'll see you guys soon.